All right, I am here with Joe Stripling, the Bazooka. Joe, introduce yourself to people who don't know you. I know you're world famous for your good looks, but introduce yourself.
Bazooka Joe Stripling, fighting out of Wilmington, Delaware, and Chalky Athletics. I am 6-1 professional Muay Thai, and I'm like 8-12 in MMA because everybody wants to take me down to the ground. So I retired from MMA and fight strictly Muay Thai now.
Very good. So, Joe, in the beginning you got into MMA first and then into Muay Thai?
Yeah. So
why did you get into?
Oh yeah. So sorry. I got into Muay Thai because of I found my trainer, Crew Eric. I was training in MMA at another school in Delaware here, and we had no real striking. I had a karate background, and I did some boxing, and I found a trainer in Delaware for some Muay Thai, and it was a little bit different. And I went to one fight in MMA, and I found a Muay Thai trainer, Crew Eric Corner. He wrapped my hands for the fight. I took the dude down and triangled him, and then I started training Muay Thai with him like a week later, and it's been smooth sailing ever since.
Right. Very good. Very good. Now, I kind of want to say that you're maybe one of the most avoided guys to fight by heavyweights in this sport. Is that accurate?
I think it's accurate. Some way or another, it always seems to happen where I accept opponents and then all of a sudden nothing happens, or we have something and something falls through. I know it's a sport. I know injuries happen or commissions say no for some weird reason, but it's been really hard to find fights for heavyweights in general. But now the MMA guys are starting to come over to Muay Thai or boxing or bare knuckle. Like, it's getting a little bit more recognition. But for a long time, I was just fighting MMA because there was no heavyweight Muay Thai, especially on the East Coast or even in America. And now that we have these opportunities, like USK, like letting me fight at home, actually, for the USK title, which I should have won in 2016, but I had no opponent for
right.
5 years.
I mean, this fight, as you know, not this particular fight, but a fight for you fighting for the USK heavyweight title, comes even before my reign as the head of USKA, and I've had the belt sitting on my desk for about 3 years now. So we've tried to do this before. So let's fast forward now to Robert Morrow. He's got, I come to find out he started out in kickboxing, huge MMA career, bare knuckle fighter, and he has over 100 combined total fights. So tell me what you're thinking about this matchup and what you think of Rob.
I actually followed Rob on Facebook for like the last 2 years or 3 years. Just I like his career. I mean, he steps up and fights anybody, anytime, anywhere. Like, he was just in Russia, I think, a couple months ago to fight. I mean, the dude, he's what you call a fighter. Like, he's a fighter's fighter. He has a good record for as many fights as he has, and people kind of like overlook him. And he does every style, so it's hard to kind of prepare for someone like that. Like, when I fought Bob Buchanan for USKA, we knew he was a Kyokushin karate fighter, so we knew he was going to be really, really long and try and throw a lot of hard body kicks and a lot of hard leg kicks, which he did. When I fought Zach Sal, he was trained from Stay Fly. We knew he was a southpaw. We knew he was going to try and elbow me, which he did. With Rob, it's really hard to kind of like gauge what he's going to do. My coaches watched a couple fights on him, and they think they have a game plan, but truthfully, I'm ready for anything. And like, I'm just excited to be able to fight at home, and my son gets to see me live for the first time ever. So I'm like super happy to get to do that. And my team has been super supportive of me over like 6 years since we started, and my trainer's been in my corner for 10 years now. I mean, I honestly, I couldn't ask for a better support system, and I'm just very excited and happy I get to showcase my skills on September 24th and win that belt on the way home.
I want to come back to your strategy a little bit because you brought it up. But first, tell me a little bit about Eric Carner, because he's got some serious guys. I know he and girls. So Lisa Lynn was the first USK female champion. I know he's got Sean Malloy, an amateur USK champion right now. Bill Algio is what is that league he fights in? UFC, right? I mean, he's got some crazy.
Who Eric has got? I mean, so we all call him the best Muay Thai coach that no one knows about. He has we call it the Siya Tong style, which is very adaptable Muay Thai for all fighting systems. Like you could box with Siya Tong, you could do Muay Thai, you can do MMA. It all works out really, really, really well. I mean, Samant Prabayakun was from Siya Tong, but he's like the best Muay Thai fighter ever and boxer, WBC champion. I mean, Eric Horner, I mean, literally, like, he had Tim Carpenter was a Bellator contender, was one of his first fighters. Then he had Bill Algeo, myself, Tim Williams fights in UFC, or fun UFC. He helped train sometimes Chris and Kyle Dawkins. I mean, he's got USK Sean Malloy. I trained Lisa to start, and when Eric took over her career, she turned professional from Lisa Lynn. I mean, we had Nikki Ludovinsky. John Wonder's fighting for USKA title that night as well, and he trained with me first and then under Eric's tutelage now. You know what I mean? Like, Eric is just very well known in the small little community of people who love Muay Thai, but people don't really know who he is outside of our community, which is crazy to me.
Right, and he's a fantastic guy, but he's all business too. Like, you know,
yeah,
he's not all about the drama and drawing attention to himself.
Yeah, I mean, he likes to drink his whiskey, have a couple cigarettes, and make sure we win fights. You know, that's how it works. You know,
right.
That's my goal to do when I get older.
Hey, so that won't be long. Going back to your strategy, I remember calling your first fight, and you know, you fought the Kyokushin Kai guy, and I don't know, I was calling that the play-by-play, and nothing was happening on your end, but something was happening. You were feeling him out maybe, because he was doing a lot of the work. Not that a lot was happening, but he was doing a lot of the punches, the movements, the strategy, and then what happened?
Yeah, so Bob is a really good Kyokushin guy, so they are kind of like a fast starting kind of karate. Like, they throw heavy everything, and they start quickly. And I'm a slow starter. I mean, kind of everybody knows that. My career has been first round. I usually lose the first round, which is okay to me because I get to feel the person out and see what they're doing and pick up tendencies. And we saw a tendency with Bob like 60 seconds in. And I did one thing, and I dumped him, and then I was like, oh, I got it. And I did something else and threw overhand right and put him to sleep. You know what I mean? Like, Bob is a really great guy, and I was very, like, shaken that I did that to someone after that fight. Like, I kind of was, like, I was, like, freaking out when I hurt him. But, I mean, it's a fight game. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But he's okay now, and we talk, and we Facebook, and we talk crap to each other sometimes and build each other up sometimes. Like, he gives me a lot of great advice being a gym owner, and he's a really great guy. So yeah, I love him.
He is. Bob is a real great guy. And sort of similar thing happened, but it took a little longer with the Zach Stoughton fight. So I was calling that one as well. And, you know, I don't know. He looked really good against you in the first round. I'm thinking, oh, man, Joe's in trouble. Then what happened?
So, like, with Zach, too, like, a lot of heavyweights gas out quickly because they go really hard right away. I think, like, in my opinion, like, they try and throw the kitchen sink in the first round. When you should, I feel like if you have better cardio, like, and also guys have more muscles than me. I'm just a blob, so they get tired quickly. So I let them punch my face, and once their arms get tired is when I get to do stuff. But to give Zach credit, man, he hit me with a knee that wobbled me, almost 8 counted me. He ripped my face. My first ever cut with an elbow was from Zach. I thought it was a headbutt, but I watched the footage, and it's definitely an elbow. I think my pressure, just walking forward and wearing him down made me win that fight. I mean, like I said, Zach's really good. I mean, Zach came from a great camp, and at that time they were like producing champion after champion after champion, and he was the next guy on the list, and I got him that night. That night was my night, you know?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that night you attempted the cartwheel kick.
That was my first one in Muay Thai, but I had done it in MMA before that. I landed it in MMA, but it was the end of the round, so it didn't count. I was very upset, so I had to throw it. But I did do the little whoop-de-loo cartwheel kick that kind of landed, but kind of not, same time.
And a few years later, more recently, you landed that in a fight.
Yeah.
Knocked the guy out.
Yeah. I landed that.
So
I'm like,
Joe, is that something? Is that kick something like going into the fight you think, man, I got to get one in because I'm known for this? Or is it, it presents itself, it's like a jab, it's like a front kick, it's like whatever, I just throw it when it happens?
I mean, yeah, like for the Cowboy fight, like I've been training that kick for 5 years before Cowboy, like on the bag, like literally like on the like working combinations and then ripping that kick at end of the rounds. I just saw him throwing an overhand right, overhand left, and his hands weren't coming back to his face, and I was like, your fundamentals aren't good for being a coach. So let me throw something ridiculous and watch it land. And it landed. Like it landed so good, I didn't even know I landed it until I saw him fall backwards. Like it hit him directly in the neck, which was perfect placement for that kick. And I'm also really slow, so he kind of was like in a daze of like watching the blob like come over and hit him. So
it's like a changeup, yeah.
I did that. I fought in Denver in March for the USMF tournament to get to go to Alabama and the IFMA team. I ended up losing to a guy, but I was landing better stuff and better clinching. But he out cardioed me, which is crazy. But he's gonna be a Bellator champion. Sully's he's the man. He's really good. But I threw the cartwheel kick at the end of the third round and clipped him, and even he was like, "I can't believe that dumb thing landed." And I was like, well, I saw an opening, so I threw it." It was fun. I like to do it too. Like I want to entertain the crowd and make them be like excited to be there. I feel like if you're selling tickets and you're that's why the crowd's there. You should want to entertain them and not just go out there and like bite. Like I was going to jab the whole time until I went around. It's like, dude, that's corny.
Right.
Punch me in the face, elbow me in the face. Let's get going and bite down the mouthpiece and see who wins the end of the round.
Well, I mean, we had a little break in the video there, but I mean, I'm all about like, making exciting fights too, not just Thai fights, but K1 fights, whatever. But one more thing on a cartwheel kick, because my girlfriend and her children, her two twin girls, are big Bazooka Joe fans, but they always say, how does a big guy like that throw that kick? So I'll just give me 10 more seconds of that cartwheel kick, and then we'll move on.
All right. So I have a YouTube breakdown on Talk to Athletics YouTube page of the cartwheel kick. But truthfully, it's all about making my body go to one side as they are attempting to throw a jab or a hook. So my kick either goes over it or before it. If I mean, I have the whole breakdown of the kick. It's pretty cool, but I don't know. The cartwheel kick's cool because I'm big, and watching me do that is pretty cool, I guess. I just don't want to be known as a cartwheel kick guy. So only cool thing is I shared it on his Instagram like 2 days later and was like, I was famous for like a week. It was pretty awesome.
That is awesome. Hey, I know everybody who knows you, they really love you, man. So let's talk about your preparation for the fight. I know you rely a lot on your coaches. Where are you training? Where are you going to train? What are the next 6-8 weeks for you?
So truthfully, this camp, I've been staying here at the gym. I have guys fighting in an upcoming tournament, so I've been like focusing on them. I have kind of ramped up my training as well. Like I do my cardio, I do my pad work, I do my bag work, I do like the typical Muay Thai stuff. I just do it to where I get really tired and I do an extra round and I relax because I'm a heavyweight, and if I go out there trying to overwork myself now, I'm gonna be so exhausted for the fight that you kind of walk in like a zombie when you fight. So I train to like just at that point of exhaustion, I'm like, all right, cool, chill out, I'm good. Wait and do it again tomorrow, so I can keep doing it over and over and over and over. But the cool thing is I'm actually going to Mexico next week to go train at Tulum Muay Thai. I've been very lucky to have students who supported me and were like, yo, we'll run the gym, go train. So I can get to get coaches, different looks from different people, from like Eddie Farrell, who's from Australia, who now lives in Mexico, has his own gym. Like Chris Trammell is down there this week. I mean, there's so many people that fight around the world go to that gym. So I just get
That's
6
awesome.
days, just super fun training to get my mind off of just being a coach, which is
good.
doesn't really ever happen to me. So it's pretty cool.
Right, right. Very good. So last thoughts on Robert Morrow, and then we'll talk about tickets.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I love Rob. I think he's a great guy. I really appreciate him for stepping up and taking a fight where like so many people said no, like the other destroyer who's the man with the mullet. He's really dumb. I mean, anybody who wants to fight me, I'm super grateful to have the opportunity to do that. Like, win, lose, or draw, I'm super excited to showcase great, beautiful Muay Thai, and that's always been my goal. I don't, I don't plan on leaving that night as a loser, though. I plan on the winner. I don't care how it is. If it's 5-round decision, if it's a knockout, if it's a cut, I don't care. Like, I just want to come out a winner that night and just thank everyone for the support and being there. I'm just super grateful, and then grateful for you, Gary, to like give me this opportunity when all these other promotions just shit on their fighters constantly. And there's promotions out there that like say they're great and they're just garbage behind the scenes. And I'm not going to say any names or anything like that, but like true fighters already are having a tough time doing this for a living or doing this for fun. And like when you get that behind the scenes, it's even worse. So for me to be able to fight for you, who I've known for a long time, and you treat everyone great, and from amateur all the way up to pro the same way, that's amazing. And I really appreciate you for that. And I thank you for that. And my fighters will always support USKA that way. And like, I'm just excited to be able to fight, man, and show my trainer why I'm the best heavyweight Muay Thai person in the world. And I believe I am. I think everybody else believes I am too. So we'll see how it goes that night, and have my hand raised with a new shiny belt around my shoulder, because it probably won't fit around my waist.
I believe in everything that you just said, my man. And listen, I wanted to make this fight so bad, and I didn't want to disappoint you and let you down either. So I think we're coming from the same spot on this. I mean, you're doing all the hard work, but I'm glad to just be part of this, man. We kind of have this partnership deal behind the scenes for this particular fight. So like, people got to buy their tickets from you to support you. You do well, I do well, and that's how it works. So you have tickets on your app, and you have a link for them that we'll share with this video, correct?
Yeah. So I have a link that you gave me. It's pretty cool. The link is through promo tickets. I didn't really know about them until you showed me, and it's a pretty slick app, man. You can buy concert tickets for people who can't go to concerts, things like that. You can get them for a discounted price. But USK that night, the only way to get tickets is online and through me. So please click the link below. Support us. I think one of my sponsors is going to make T-shirts. I don't know how many, but it'll be limited numbers. So first come, first serve. I don't want to hear it. When people are like, oh, I really wanted a Bazooka Joe T-shirt. Well, then stop sleeping and buy one early, nerds.
Yeah, well, I need 2 for the girls, guaranteed. I'll text you my order. The promo on the side, that promo ticks app, because I have this huge rental cage and ring rental business. We're partnered up with promo ticks. That's going to be everywhere, because that is the coolest app I've ever seen. But okay, we're going to
I got a ring from you a few years ago, and we loved it. It's so much. I had to sell it because another stupid promotion behind the scenes took a big giant poop on my chest, and I needed to make rent for the gym, so I had to get rid of it. But I will buy another one from you as soon as I have the money, which will probably be after this fight, so be ready.
Well, I hope you make a lot of we'll get that ring set up for you, definitely. Joe, you got the last word, and then we're signing off.
All right, September 24th, USKA Heavyweight Pro Muay Thai title. Bazooka Joe Strip was Rob the Destroyer Morrow. Guys, please support us. Local fighters, this is the only way we get to have fun is in front of fans. So please, please, please click the link below, buy tickets, support your local friends and family, and support your local gym here at Chalky Athletics. Come check us out, too.
Perfect. Joe, thank you very much. I really enjoyed talking to you.
You too, Gary. Thank you so much, man. You have a great night, okay?